got any words of wisdom? You want to say anything to the people at home?
Welcome back to another video. Today is the first monthly review of my 1993 Daihatsu Hi-Jet. I had a ton of fun making these videos with the Camaro, so I thought I would continue the tradition. It's been a bit of a channel theme for a while, so we are going to continue it with the Hi-Jet. We are going to talk about mods, we are going to talk about restorations, we are going to talk about upgrades, we are going to talk about reliability, maintenance, and everything I am doing with this particular vehicle every month for the foreseeable future. The car ended up lasting about 6 years. So without further ado, let's get right into the Hi-Jet. As you can tell, the paintwork on the Hi-Jet is in pretty good shape. It has had some sort of primer and touch-ups, and there's a little bit of rust spots here and there. I am going to work on that. The wipers are absolutely destroyed. It's a slip-in style, which I've never seen, so I got to get new wipers for the truck. We're going to do a full LED conversion, putting new headlights in it. We're going to end up cleaning up the tow hook. It also has these fun little accessory spots in the front, so I may end up adding something to that. Not too sure yet. Tires and rims. We're rocking the 12-inch tires, 155, I believe. 70 R12 tires. Those are also staying because I think they look super duper cool. Coming to the inside. The inside is definitely the roughest part of the truck. The door panels, as you can see, are having a little bit of well, yeah, they're gross. So I am going to end up removing all of this. I am going to end up reupholstering all of this and putting completely new door cards in it. The dashboard I am going to try to leave as stock as I am able. I am going to end up moving the tack. These trucks do not come with a tack. As a manual transmission that revs to a little over 8,000 RPM, the tack is quite important. So I am going to end up moving that to a less, I don't know, obstructive location. I'm not a huge fan. It's also super bright at night, partially because there is almost no light coming out of the gauge cluster. As you can tell, gauges are pretty straightforward, pretty simple. That is the bar for the steering. As you turn the wheel, you can see it turns. Clutch, brake, gas. You guys know how manuals work. Beyond that, it's very, very basic. Somebody did build this, so it is not very well built. It is not very well secured. Somebody did also install an aftermarket stereo. It does have the speakers built into it. There's 2 speakers in this entire truck, and they're built into the head unit. So we will be changing that. Not a huge fan of it. It does not work well. It does not sound very good. It does not give me GPS, which is super duper important, especially modern driving, avoiding red light cameras, speed traps, you know, all the good stuff. Definitely rocking Waze. I did end up adding this temporary cell phone bracket to try and get a little bit of GPS for when I'm headed through, because I haven't been super keen on taking it on the highways because it did top out at 103 kilometers an hour. So coming over to the middle of the truck, handbrake. It is 4-wheel drive, high, low. Hit the button, hits the actuator. It does have diff lockers. There is no armrest. I am going to be adding an armrest because that is kind of annoying to have this big old arm just. So we are going to fix that. The headliner, as you could tell, it does fall a lot and smack me in the noodle. For those of you that are wondering what this is me mocking up some speaker options. I am looking at doing some kind of potty speakers up there, but I wanted to make sure they were going to fit and not be too obtrusive. I don't want to take away the cuteness and cleanness of the interior. I just want to add a center console and some speaker equipment. And spoiler alert, we do have a channel sponsor. We do have a 10-inch touchscreen Apple CarPlay stereo deck inbound. So the headliner is going to get removed and completely redone. It is just basically glued to the metal roof, and then somebody stuffed a bunch of cardboard around to keep it held because that obviously was not staying in place. So that's pretty much the entire interior. It's pretty basic. This doesn't go down well, but it does rattle and make some really awful noises while you're driving, so I am going to have to end up taking that apart and cleaning that up. Engine compartment. Not a lot happening there. Carb needs to get cleaned. It's horribly dirty. The air filter is behind here in the canister there. I am not rocking one at the moment. That little bendy tube goes into the chassis, and that's where it gets the air from, so you can't really get water in it anyways, but it hasn't been idling with the filter in. It's so clogged and gross that it actually is suffocating the motor, and I haven't been able to get one. So I've been just kind of rocking that no filter life. No behind for me, I guess. The other thing is the exhaust. All right. It's sitting on about a 1-inch pipe, and it is not in very good shape. It's rusted, it's rotted, it's throwing issues, so I'm going to end up building a new exhaust. Be working with the boys over at MBRP. Going to reuse some of the Camaro parts on that. Battery box, absolutely hate it. It barely holds the battery. It's very hard to get in and out of. I want 2 batteries. I want to add a bunch of accessory lights to this truck. Do like some nice lights in the back for the cargo and maybe all the way around the bottom, kind of hidden, tucked up underneath, to work and load and unload during the evenings. Never owned a truck, but I've been around trucks a lot, and that's something I always wish I had on every single truck. The other big thing we got to get is across the back here. I need a bumper. There's no bumper. And I need a hitch, because I do still have this now pink, fully enclosed cargo trailer that is well sealed and will work real good for moving my tools. So that is also on the list. Tires are brand new, rims are brand new. It drives great other than it not idling. And yeah, that's kind of the overview of the truck. There you have it. There's a bit of a walkthrough of the mechanical, cosmetic, and overall shape of the truck currently. We have a pretty big sponsorship inbound for this little wagon that could, and I'm pretty excited to share it with you, but I am going to wait a little bit. It is stereo related. We're getting a lot of really cool gear and equipment, probably the neatest stereo system I've ever been able to put together, combined with my carpentry work. The interior on this, as you notice, is kind of a blank slate, so I don't really have constraints as to it being a $70,000 sports car with a cool designed interior. It's just for me to play with and me to have fun with. I want to keep it simple and basic and bare bones, but I want to update the tech for safety, for convenience. I have always been an advocate when I'm driving. Cell phone goes in the pocket, cell phone goes in the center console, cell phone is out of sight. That way, cops are rolling by, they're looking in windows, seeing who's doing this while they're driving. It's not me, it's never been me, and I do not ever want it to be me. So I am taking the necessary steps to give myself the conveniences that we kind of have come to rely on as a modern society, while still owning a vehicle that is from 1993 and enjoying the quirks and features that come with that era of automobile, as well as the perspective of this being a Japanese imported truck. It's from a different side of the planet. It's from a different style of society, and I am trying to integrate it with this Canadian fast-paced, huge vehicle. Everybody's driving mining trucks now, right? Well, I'm not. I'm trying to do things a little differently, a little more intelligently, and scale down to what I need and still have fun while I'm doing it. And I think this vehicle achieves it all. So that is a quick overview of my truck. That is my first and official monthly update video on my 1993 Daihatsu Hi-Jet. I thank everybody for tuning in, watching. If you made it to this part of the video, I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you have interest in seeing future videos. The mods coming, there's a lot of them, and I'm pretty excited to get started on those. So till next time, drive safe, take care, and behave, as always.